Hey everyone, Spencer the Knowledge Fearon from Sky Sports' Ringside Toe-to-Toe Boxing Podcast and hashtag Toe-to-Toe. Listen up, give Sporting Icon a follow.
Right, the man, the myth, the legend, the knowledge, Spencer Fearon.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm all good. How's everything?
I cannot grumble. Out of the quarantine, which I had to do from going to Dubai. Couple of really good show on the weekend for MTJ Global and ESPN Plus, which was Sorokin versus Danny Dignan. I thought that was a very, very good fight. I really enjoyed covering Dan Aziz versus Ricky Sanders for the English light heavyweight title. So yeah, it was that was cool. That was a nice weekend, but kind of sad because I had to be away from my family. Because I had to quarantine for 10 days after coming back from Dubai in the government hotel, and then when I got out on the Friday. On the Saturday, I had to be on the train to Bolton. It is what it is. My kids were complaining, but they're used to it.
Well, you mentioned Dan Aziz. I've been saying for the past couple of years he's going to be the real deal.
Yeah, you know what I like about Dan Aziz is his patience. He's got very good timing, and he doesn't rush his work, and he's very old school. He does remind me of an 80s fighter.
Mm-hmm.
His whole demeanor, even down to the shorts, his body definition. Very good fighter. But you know what? I have to give a lot of credit to Ricky Summers. Ricky Summers really did come to fight, had a very good game plan. So I have to approach Ricky Summers as well. It was a close fight. I gave it to Ricky. I gave it to Aziz, but Ricky put in a very, very good account of himself. And hopefully he'll get an opportunity to fight for another title.
Yeah, well, hopefully we see Craig Richards pull off an upset against Bivol, and that title will be vacant.
Yeah. You know, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for that. But I'm sure it's if you challenge for a world title and you're a British champion, the title becomes vacant anyway. So yeah.
Good point about that.
Yeah.
All right, so some news for early hours of the morning for us is your man, Mark Breeland, has joined the WBC middleweight champion, Jamal Charlo. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's an excellent move.
I agree.
Yeah. I think that's an excellent move. Ronnie Shields is Charlo's trainer, right?
Yes.
And back in the day, Ronnie Shields used to work with the Dupers.
Okay.
Who Mark Breeland used to be. So, when you're old school in the game, everybody's linked to everybody. I think that's a good move. And I tell you, and I'm just going to be real. For all these conspiracy theories for this Deontay Wilder, Mark Breeland nonsense, which is nonsense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see what they're going to say now that Mark Breeland is now with Ronnie Shields. Now that he's with Ronnie Shields, and now that he's working with Charlo. I'd like to see what all these guys on certain chat rooms now are going to be saying.
Jamal Charlo be public enemy number one, go from hero to zero overnight.
No, nonsense. Jamal Charlo is a hero. He's an excellent fighter. Very, very good fighter.
Yeah.
And you have to say that he's the best middleweight in the world.
Yeah, arguably.
Yeah. Who's better than him? Tell me who's better than him right now at middleweight.
I think
everyone's moved up. Who's the best? He's the best middleweight in the world.
Well,
seriously.
Well, I mean, I can't disagree with it. I mean, I think that Demetrius Andre could give him problems.
My apology. See, although Demetrius Andre technically is the best middleweight in the world.
Right.
But for excitement and for wow factor and getting us to talk, it's Charlo.
Well, both of them twins. Very good at
it. Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm just being 100 on that one. Andre is very, very good. Like, seriously, technically, I think he's too good for his own good because sometimes he's winning fights, he kind of switches off.
Mm-hmm.
I think we saw that in the Leon Williams fight. But technically, trust me, Andre is class A. I mean, the things that he does, whips in those uppercuts as well from his position, he's excellent. But the only thing of my criticism is that he's too good, and sometimes he knows that he's too good, and he just says, I'm just doing enough to move rounds now. And when he does that, it makes him look ragged, and because he looks ragged, it's not very appealing to my eye.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that he can do better. That's the only reason why I give him a hard time. Not because I dislike him or anything else. I think he's an excellent fighter. But I just, when I see people that I believe can do better, I want them to do better. That's how I roll.
A fair comment. Fair comment. All right, and so the big talking point right now, and over the past few days I've been talking about it. I know that you've been mentioning it before as well. That Eddie Hearn going solo with DAZN, or exclusively with DAZN, which puts Sky Sports in a
sporting icon. I have said this for nearly a year.
Yeah.
All right, nearly a year, and it was not going to take. It's not rocket science to predict that that's not going to happen. It's going to happen. The zone is a massive entity, right? Massive. It's a massive entity, financially big.
Yeah.
They got big guys behind it. Of course they have. They got massive guys behind it. If you looked on the financial reports for last year, the zone, they were working at a loss.
Yeah.
Right. Remember that? They were working at a loss. Yeah. But you have to remember, when you have finances like they've got, this is just sport and play. Yeah. Right? It's sport and play. And I guarantee you that the zone will end up bidding for the Premiership football of next year when it goes out to first bids again. I think it goes out next year, right? They'll bid for it, and they'll big for it to get Premiership and to get those numbers driven and traffic driven to the zone platform. Now, even though it's a starter price in the UK at $199, nobody could complain with it. $199. Wait a minute. So next month I'm gonna be able to watch Canelo. So in the last 3 months I've watched Canelo twice.
Yeah.
Twice, and it's cost me under £4.
Yeah.
All right, then. Come on, let's just be wrong. Let's look at the other fights that they've won. I mean, the fight on the weekend, Andrade Williams, great fight.
Yeah.
Right. So when we look at it like that, it's well worth everything, and then their content's good. Their content's really, really good. I like Ark and Barak show because they're both my friends as well. I like their show that they put together. Yeah, I think one thing that you got to give Eddie Hearn all the credit in the world for, as well as being a business person, he's actually a sneaky general. And the word general is a Jamaican term for right? Because guys at Sky, I know this is fact, right? Guys at Sky were adamant that he wasn't going to leave them and he's going to renew his contract. Mm-hmm. I'm talking like up to last week.
Yeah. And
I'm telling you guys, are you not stupid? And that's why I have to rate Eddie Hearn. Like I rated him before, but I got to rate. He's very, very, he's very sneaky clever. You know what I mean? He's very sneaky clever. And I got to give him all the ratings in the world for doing that move, because you can't stop ambition. And he's a very ambitious human being, right? And we can't turn around and say, well, he's not thinking about the fans. Because usually they want to something. You can't. He's actually thinking about the fans. We can watch boxing for $199 a month.
A minute, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. You know it's going to go up. It's going to go up. Regardless of that, it going up, they're going to add other facets to that platform to make people want to buy into that platform. I've got to give them all the credit in the world for that, mate.
Do you think that DAZN, like they've done in America, where they've taken on Golden Boy, do you think here in the UK they'll probably look at Frank Warren and MTK and whatever else going forward as well at some point?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I could see that happening. Why wouldn't they? But the thing about it is this: is like it's Golden Boy. Golden Boy is kind of dead right now, right?
Yeah, far off, is it?
Right, exactly. It's so dead that it's so dead that Ossie De La Hoya is making a comeback.
Right.
You mean shit? We need to make some money. How are we gonna make some money? Oscar, you make a comeback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And now he's making it. He made my stomach. Now he's making a comeback. So yeah.
So what do you think that Sky will do going forward as far as boxing is concerned?
They're still going to stick with their original pay-per-view platform, because let's call it as it is. In the UK, nobody does better pay-per-view platforms. They're the premier in the UK. So you can't say, oh no, it's another rubbish. And no. They're for that direction. Hence why Dylan White will still be on Sky and Andy Joshua, but that's just a pay per view. But when it comes to them doing shows, then I don't know what they're gonna do. They may bring in other promoters. I heard that Sky actually talking to Bob Arum. I heard that Sky talking to Al Heyman, or in the process of talking to Al Heyman. But I just think it's come down on certain people inside Sky who really thought that Eddie Hearn was going to play with them. And they got to realize this is chess and no checkers. And the more you study this game, like, you got many guys who are playing chess right now. And also what you learn is, like, never put the keys of your happiness in somebody else's hands.
True.
Right, and the keys of the happiness of that infrastructure was given to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's done fantastically well. Driven boxing really well in the UK. Crossed over now, because now he's in America. He's trying to do the same thing out in America. It's not going to be that easy for him, but he's doing it anyway. But, okay, well, I'll come to the UK, and DAZN's here now. As soon as it was announced, you remember a few years ago, Eddie Hearn and this was one of the biggest deal in boxing, $1 billion,
Yeah.
right? When they first announced it, straight away, as that was announced, I said, Sky is done.
Yeah.
Right? And then Sky's so stupid now. But we're doing it in conjunction with Eddie and DAZN. Come on, man. The writing was on the wall, and this is why you have to rate Eddie Hearn. The guy showed you his hand and still played it.
I suppose you're right on that one.
No. If you don't rate Eddie Hearn, something's wrong with you. The guy showed you his hand, right? Yeah. And said, "This is how I'm playing it." Boom, and nobody, and you guys felt the trick as well. You saw the hand. No, he's not going to play those cards. He's not going to play that sequence. No. Are you stupid?
Yeah.
Are you stupid? And I do, and not only that, I'll tell you why I rate Eddie Hearn. Because Eddie Hearn knows what's indie. He knows he affiliates himself with the cultures that bring in eyeballs and the cultures that are hip. He affiliates with those kind of things. Like, when Eddie Hearn first came, like, all the old guys that were working at Matchroom, he got rid of them. I thought that was wrong. I'm gonna be wrong, right? He got rid of them. He hired all young kids. I look at them. What do they know? They don't know nothing, but they learn. Right? They learn. So, there's an old saying that tricks in trades and mechanics in business. And if you own your own machinery, you can make it work. And that's what he's done. And it's worked. Yes, a lot of that's got to go to the fact of Andy Joshua. I think Andy Joshua revitalized boxing in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're talking about revitalizations, Tyson Fury has revitalized himself as a brand.
Yes.
And now that he has, his boxing big. Now, is boxing like big UK based? No, it's only because we got the 2 heavyweight champions in the world. But if you look at the other bits of it, no, it's not. So he has over the whole game. And as I tell you again, I guarantee you they're going into football.
What, Matchroom?
I guarantee you they're going to bid for the Premiership and they will probably win it.
Oh, DAZN, right.
Yeah.
Well, they've got like a bunch of new investors now, haven't they? So they can probably afford it.
So something's going.
All right, and so before we close off then, what would you do if you were given the keys to Sky? What would you do going forward?
What would I do? I wouldn't do nothing. I was there for 8 years, mate. I wouldn't do nothing, right? Right, and that's the truth. I complained about diversity, and then all of a sudden it's like hiring loads of black people after I'm gone. Right? I complained about them using this terminology of BAME, which is black, Asian, minority, ethnic. Right? Okay. And now that's taken out. That terminology has been taken out. So I complain about these things. What I realize is this: when you complain about something or you're vocal about something, then you get criminalized about the same thing that you're fighting against.
Right.
So, like on certain things, and I just can't help it. I'm trying to be really cool. And people, and literally, people don't realize I have loads of white friends, not associates. Loads. People think I sit in my house and now I'm trying to cook something as the demise of the European. No. No, but this is true though. Like you go look at it online. Oh gosh, who's a racist? I'm trying to say to anyone, name me one racist thing that I've said.
Yeah.
But when you complain against the system, because so many people are fooled and they're trapped in the system, obviously you must be. Listen, if someone turns around and says like, I'm against suppression, I'm against suppression for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Gays, I mean Asian people, whatever, I'm against suppression. Mm-hmm. But what I'm trying to say is like, when we're looking at things, I know there's certain things are systemic racism. Who feels it knows it. But what will happen is, loads of black people know it. I'm telling you this now. Like, loads of black people know it, but they're scared to speak it because they're frightened to lose their position. I've created my own position. I'm all right. I'm good, you know.
So you're saying you wouldn't go back there?
I have to check right now. No. No. It's not a case of that. I just want to implement a change. That's all. And I want to implement a change when I could speak to people who could understand the fact of implementing change. Not like you speak about something, oh, here we go again. No, I'm not. Listen to me. On today's society, I'm not blaming no white person right now. Past atrocities that happen to darker people of the world in this form of colonization. One person, not one white person.
Yeah.
But there have been people who have benefited from it, and there have been people who like me.
Right.
So therefore, I will be vocal on these things. It's not because I'm against anybody. I've got too many, I can't say friends, I've got too many brothers who are different skin tones to me, but my brothers need me like tight. You know what I mean? Anyone talking smack about me, they're usually the first to go and defend me. I'm a really, really good friend, right? But I know why I get stick. I get stick because I'm Muslim and I openly speak about Islam. When you get loads of Muslims, they're scared to talk about being Muslim.
Right.
They're scared. The reason why they're scared, I'm saying, how can you be scared about when the biggest thing is to make people understand that Islam is not the enemy. And I get loads of stick because I'm loud and I'm black guy. That's all right. They're all right with those kind of guys. They're ones, you can let them go. But don't you ever talk about race. You're race obsessed. I'm not race obsessed at all. You know what I mean? I'm for justice. I'm for justice. I'm obsessed by justice. I'm obsessed by honesty. That's what I'm obsessed by. So when I don't say it, I want to speak. And now, those are people who, if you speak out on certain things, then you get condemned for the same thing that you're trying to fight against.
Of course. That's an
unfortunate
truth.
And also, I can't win because if you go to America, you get loads of these little black rooms, they're all against, that's Prince Fearon. You see the bullshit? Like in the UK, he's a racist, he hate white people. And in America, certain black Americans like, he's Uncle Tom. Right? You see, so what I realize is you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I'd rather be damned for doing than damned for not doing.
Yes, of course. Although, isn't that very offensive to be called, more hurtful to be called Uncle Tom?
What I've realized in America, especially with dealing with certain black Americans, suffer from a thing called the Willie Lynch syndrome. And the Willie Lynch syndrome, he was a slave trader from in the Caribbean who came to America, to Virginia, and was saying how to control a slave. Now, maybe the Willie Lynch speech itself was a myth, but the ideology behind it was very true. You can go with the Willie Lynch speech is very deep, right? So, what certain guys in America, and of course it's offensive to call Uncle Tom, but it doesn't really hurt me because they don't know me and they don't know what I represent. They couldn't mention that to me. So, but that's more to do with they're seeing things from I've noticed in America, black Americans feel like they're the only ones who have been oppressed. No one else ain't been oppressed. Mm-hmm. They're the only ones. But to us, and this is the difference. The difference is this: for us, being in the UK, being from West Indian descent, being West Indian descent via Africa, stolen from Africa and sent to the West Indies. We have our own identity in the West Indies, but no, we're still invariably African. Every human being, essence comes from Africa because the original man came from Africa. So therefore, we're all one human family. And this, there's only one race, the human race. We need to get over this thing of skin tone and this, and we do this because that is not actually racism, it's tribalism. We go with what we believe that we understand. Like, what football team do you support? When I go?
Newcastle United for my sins.
Okay, then. Newcastle United. So therefore, if I was to go and put you in a room and there was 6 Newcastle United supporters and 1 Aston Villa supporter, who would you be more inclined to talk to?
Oh, the Newcastle.
Thank you. So that is how we break it down in a nutshell. We base our things on our similarities, right?
Yeah.
Right. But what we do, we make our differences greater than our similarities.
Okay.
Now, me personally, I could be like, I want to talk to everyone because you don't like football. I don't happen to like football. It's true. I'm a football person. I love boxing. Therefore, I'm going to speak to the person or the group, knowing that, well, it's not boxing, but it's still sport. Let's have a conversation. We should base on our similarities. We base them on our differences and we take them to another level. That's all it is. So I don't mind when people are trying to fight me down because I know because of me and the things that I have come out with has made other people in their workplace, working in the media, feel a little bit more brave. You put that in, done. So I know that. So being in a situation, I haven't cooned it for nobody. And that's the biggest unit.
I asked you about the Uncle Tom thing because I remember Frank Bruno getting quite upset once. Oh, mate.
I don't know what happened there. Go on. You asked me about it. Go on.
Yeah, I was saying that I mentioned the Uncle Tom thing because I remember back in the day, Frank Bruno getting quite emotional when he was called Uncle Tom.
You know what?
Was it Lennox Lewis? Who called him that? Was it Lennox Lewis?
It was Lennox Lewis that called him Uncle Tom just before they had their fight for the WBC. Was it October '94? Was it? Right. So, how it goes is this: the world's changed, the world's moved along. Right? Frank Bruno was carefully guided to be this inoffensive black person. That's how Frank Bruno was guided. Nothing bad about Frank Bruno. I wasn't in love with Frank Bruno then when I was a child growing up. But I know Frank Bruno very well now, right? And I actually love Frank Bruno. It's going through mental health and everything else. I actually love Frank Bruno. But back then, especially with the rise of the consciousness of what Malcolm X stood for, what Muhammad Ali stood for, you know, I can go through the list of prominent, iconic black figures, what they stood for. They were given it to society, they were given it to the system, not society, but to the system. Not society, they were giving it to the system. They're speaking out against the system. Then you got somebody like a Frank Bruno who came along and be very submissive to it. You want to cause no trouble, you thank God we can get an army. The thing we're looking at that was like us believing that they would want to promote a black person because you're inoffensive, you're not going to say anything and know your place.
Right.
Right. But then deep down, when Lennox Lewis called him Uncle Tom, Frank Bruno was offended by it because sometimes the truth does hurt.
Right.
But in realness of it, Frank Bruno was in that position to play this inoffensive, not too smart black guy.
But the pantomimes and that, weren't he?
Yeah, he was given those roles. So, and it was, I don't know, coonery. But it was, I'm going to be real. But I understand what Frank Bruno had to do at that time to survive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I understand it now. When I was young, I didn't understand. I understand it now. I got kids. Or, you know what I mean? I got a wife, mortgage to pay. You know what I mean? I got cars to pay on. I understand it.
Of course.
And how and it's like yes, what's it? Denzel Washington said, "Do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do."
Yeah.
And that's how it is. But I get Frank Bruno now. Nothing but love and respect for him. It did hurt him when he was called out. That was the first thing that he said after being all over the court.
Right.
I'm Uncle Tom. Love my people. Because that is it. To be called that is very, very hurtful. Very hurtful as a black person. But then you have to look at the evidence and you say, well, why would someone say that you're this? They look at it and say, well, yeah. You know, you're in a HP advert as Man Friday.
Yeah.
Would that be politically correct today? No, it wouldn't be. There'd be uproar.
Of course.
I mean, I remember one time Frank Bruno was at London Zoo and he looked at the monkey and he goes, look, they're my cousins. Even though it was a joke, but I'm saying, like, a joke of who? For whose expense? Because black people are fine. Right. So that's, but I'm going to say again, life is about evolution. And I have nothing but respect for Frank Bruno. And everybody does his thing a little way different. And Frank Bruno does his thing a little way different. But I'm not ashamed of my cultural identity. I love my cultural identity. I love it. You know what I mean? I love the fact that, you know, even though I'm in the UK, and I can have fry-ups, but they have to be Muslim. But I can have fry-ups, but I love the fact that I can eat authentic West Indian food like ackee and saltfish and fried dumplings, and I love my heritage. And I'm embracing all cultures because I'm going to say we're only one race, and that's the human race.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've never tried fried dumplings before.
Bruv, I'll go next time the show, because when doors open up. You got your vaccine yet, Sporting Icon?
No, I'm not allowed it. I'm not in the category yet.
Okay. They're writing me every minute now for me to go get this vaccine. So, but when they do open it up and you got the passport to say you had your vaccine, and I'll take you to a West Indian diner so you can eat fried dumpling.
Quality. Sounds good. Good. All right, Spencer, I appreciate your time. I know we said 10 minutes. We're rolling into 30 minutes now, so...
I'll go for England, bro.
That's all good, man. I appreciate your time.
No, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Keep up the good work. You're doing excellent work. And one thing I will give you to Icon, you support other platforms and other people's stuff. Just keep on growing, man. That means a lot. Like, I see you on some of your channels. I'll be on some. And I see, I'm on them as well, and I see you pop up on them. I said, look at this guy, you're proper on it. I love that. I do. I love it.
Right, give it support, innit?
Yeah. All right, brother. You take care. Have a blessed day, yeah? Take care. God bless.
And you, buddy. Take care.